Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Wednesday, the 22nd of April. Police are piecing together how a Wellington man died in this week's extreme weather after finding his body today. Philip Sutton went missing from Karori on Monday after floodwaters tore through the property he was minding for his sister. The main part of his vehicle was also found, but it was a substantial distance from his body. Inspector Fleur de Bez says they're still working out the sequence of events.
A piece of a vehicle was found on the Monday, then another part of a vehicle was found yesterday, and then today, through the search, identified the main part of the vehicle.
Hutt City Council is terminating its state of emergency, with risk to life and property reduced as the severe weather subsides. States of emergency remain for Wellington City and Wairarapa. The Finance Minister says she fully supports the Infrastructure Commission taking over monitoring of publicly funded infrastructure projects from Treasury from November. Nicola Willis says multiple project review tools currently provide advice to ministers. But she says they need frankly expressed yes or no advice. She says it's what the sector's been asking for.
Clearer project specifications, clearer plans. If ministers had better advice about whether projects are actually deliverable on track, then you'd get a better investment of public monies.
3 men in their 20s have been arrested accused of involvement in a dramatic gang shootout in Huntly this month. Men carrying firearms approached a property on April 2nd and had an argument with its occupant. They returned fire at someone who shot at them from inside the house. No one was injured. The trio arrested will appear in the Hamilton District Court today on multiple charges. A 54-year-old man arrested 3 days after the shooting is appearing in the court next week. The government is being urged to go further on changing laws around retirement village repayments. Residents can pay hundreds of thousands of dollars up front, which is returned when they leave, minus a hefty fee. The government's working on changes to oblige repayment within a year. But Consumer New Zealand boss John Duffy says that should be 3 months, plus an interim $50,000 payment.
Particularly if an estate needs to cover funeral costs or you need money to put your spouse into hospital-level care, people need to get their hands on the cash.
The Prime Minister's addressing points of friction with Winston Peters. The New Zealand First Leader strongly opposes the free trade agreement with India. The government signing it in New Delhi next week, despite not having the numbers to pass it into law. Chris Luxon says NZ First is wrong to oppose the FTA.
The other guys that claim to be socially conservative and then put Jacinda Ardern into power. So, I'm just saying we are differences and we have our differences.
In sport, the Crusaders have stunned by selecting midfield back Leicester Fainga'anuku at open side flanker for Friday's opening Super Round contest against the Waratahs in Christchurch. Kiwi Ferns prop Autessa Pule has become the first player to benefit from the relaxed state of origin eligibility rules, selected to play for Queensland against New South Wales later this month. Kiwi boxer Lani Daniels says she has to execute her plans better, despite bringing 3 super middleweight boxing belts back to her Northland base after a successful title shot in New York. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.